What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Wednesday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault. At Sports Talk Matt is my handle across all of my socials. We are back after a 1-1-1 night. Now, I gave you guys a litany of plays. I gave you the over in the Cub game. I gave you the under in the Golden State game. I gave you the Timberwolves. That didn't hit. I had a bunch of plays. So I'm not going to count everything because to go back into account for I gave that out on the live stream and I gave that out in the beginning part of the Daily Juice. I didn't count it officially, but we're not going to do that. So I'm just going to count the three plays that we talked about last night, which were the quote-unquote official plays for the Daily Juice, which was a 1-1-1 night. The Pacers win the game outright. Tyrese Halliburton, hello, welcome to superstardom. Hell of a shot. Game winner, 0-2 deficit for Cleveland, rut-row for the Cavaliers. Everybody thought the Cavaliers were going to contend. Whoops. Somebody forgot to tell the Pacers about that. But, man, that's a break for Boston. Oh, my. They win tonight. The Cavaliers might go down to Indiana. Boston might face the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. Oh, my. The Golden Knights push, 4-2 win for Edmonton. Unfortunately, we didn't get any scoring in the second period. Edmonton in the third period, that needs to be a bet, okay? If Edmonton, whatever the goal over in the third period, if it's 1.5, bet over. Edmonton's going to score 2 goals every third period. I believe they have 17 goals in the third period now in the playoffs. It's ridiculous. And then the A's and the Mariners, unfortunately, that game fell 8. We had bases loaded with nobody out in 2 straight innings, and the Mariners scored nothing in those innings. If they had scored 2 runs, we would have had, a 7-3 final, and we would have wound up going over. Instead, it was a 5-3 final, and we do not go over, and we lose that. So 1-1-1, down 0.1 units on the day. So officially losing day, but I had a bunch of other stuff going yesterday. I bet the Padres, they got killed, and I think I wound up a unit on the day overall after everything. But I think I made 11 bets yesterday. It was fun. It was a good day. Good, fun day, but slightly profitable, but officially down 0.1 units on the day. I've got 3 bets in 3 sports. Again, this is going to be sort of a boring podcast because you're going to know them. If you've been following along, if you've been betting this, you know what I'm betting today most likely. But before I give you the plays, let's talk about that Akeem Olajuwon jersey that is available right now. If you would like to win it, you must be subscribed to the BettingPros YouTube channel. Now, by now, most of you are. Get creative with your comments, by the way. So the guy that won the Penny Hardaway jersey, he wished my girlfriend a happy birthday. I don't pick this. This is not me. I'm not the one that picks this stuff. They pick it. BettingPros picks it. So comment on something that's going to get attention. Make a proclamation. Say something funny. Do something that's going to get attention. Subscribe to the BettingPros YouTube channel and leave a comment on this Daily Juice video, and you will be entered in to win a signed Akeem Olajuwon Houston Rockets jersey, which we will be giving away coming up at the end of the month of May. Get into it. It's free. It's simple, thanks to our friends at pristineauction.com. All right. The Boston Celtics number for a first-half team total is 57.5. If you can find a 56.5, go ahead and bet it. The vast majority of books are at 57.5. This is still below what we have typically seen for Boston with a first-half team total. Once again, Boston, they scored over 56.5, over 57.5 in Game 1. They scored 74 points in the first matchup between these two teams, 61 and 64, the games that they had first half that they cared about, and they had a game in New York they didn't care about, and they scored 52 points in the first half. Boston shot the ball horrifically in Game 1. I do not expect them to have anything close to the shooting night that they had. They missed 45 threes. That was an NBA playoff record for missed three-pointers, and they hit shots in the first half, amazingly enough. Even though they didn't play great, they hit some threes, but Jason Tatum was awful in the second half. I expect a very good first half out of Boston, an angry first half out of the Celtics, and Porzingis to play more than 13 minutes. After he had the runs in that game in game one, I expect his stomach to be better and him to be out there playing and hitting layups and being the X factor that I need him to be as a Celtics fan. I don't believe that Jaylen Brown will shoot 1 for 10 from behind the three-point line again. I don't believe that Derek White will shoot threes like in the first quarter. I think he shot 5 threes. Like, we don't need that from Derek White here. Like, come on, bro. Like, hit shots, take shots, but come off of it. If you're missing, go to the basket. I expect Boston to be far more aggressive going to the rim here in this game and passing the basketball more and taking advantage of the opportunities that they're going to have with open shooters against the Knicks. Celtics team total over 57.5 for 1.1 units at minus 108. Actually, so it's 1.08 units on this over 57.5 team total for the Celtics in the first half. Now, what to do with the other games? If you parlay the Celtics and the Thunder together, that's a minus 250 parlay. Like, you can't bet that, all right? So my recommendation is in-game, both of them, okay? The Knicks will make a run. Look for Boston somewhere in the neighborhood of 3 to 5 points. OKC will make a run, but Denver will as well. These are double-digit lines. These are in-game betting opportunities, unless you want to take the dog. You want to take 11 with the Knicks. You want to take 11 with the Nuggets. I don't mind that, because then you could just play off of it and try to get into a middling opportunity. So it's either take the dog and hope that they're in the game, or wait and bet the favorite in-game when the number drops down, if it drops down. If Boston shoots at their typical clip, they're going to win the game by 20, right? And they're not going to stop. They're probably going to kill the Knicks tonight. Denver's a different story. Jokic is a matchup nightmare, and I don't think Jokic can be stopped by OKC. I don't think they have the personnel to stop him. I don't know if they go 45, if he goes for 44, 22, and 6 again. Not sure if that's the case, but road teams won the opening game in the NBA second round for the first time in NBA history. All 4 road teams won. In game 2, I think all 4 home teams win. So you could technically, let's see what does that parlay pay if you parlayed all game 2. If you parlayed Celtics, Thunder, Timberwolves, and the Pacers. That's a plus 251 parlay. The Pacers would probably be the one that would worry me the most on that, just because they're actually dogs at home in game 3, because that's the entire season for Cleveland, and they're probably going to be healthy in game 3. So if you want to take out that, Timberwolves, Thunder, Celtics, game 2, home team win, it's a minus 150 parlay. You're still laying heavy juice on that. So I don't love that either. So, but I mean, I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying I do think that we're going to have 1-1 between Celtics, Knicks, Nuggets, Thunder, and Warriors, Timberwolves. I will be very surprised if the road team wins game number 2 here, with 2 games tonight and 1 game coming up tomorrow. So the only official play is Boston Celtics team total over 57.5 points in the first half at minus 108. To baseball. Let's talk about the Cubs and the Giants. I'm betting it again. It's a day game at Wrigley. These teams, I mean, in terms of going over, the Cubs are now 22-13-2 to the over. The Giants are now 22-14-11 to the over. The Cubs, as a home team in Major League Baseball right now, 73% of the time, Cub games are going over at Wrigley. That is number 1 in Major League Baseball. 11-4-1. Actually, now it's 11-4-1. On the road for the Giants, they equally are an absolute machine to the over. They are the number 1 team on the over on the road now. They are 15-4-1 to the over. 79% of the time, the Giants have gone over on the road. Ben Brown will go to the mound for the Cubs. Ben Brown at Wrigley is 0-2 with an 8.79 ERA In 14 and a third innings worth of work, he's given up 14 earned runs, given up 23 hits, and an opposing batting average of 354. He's going up against a pitcher who is not great. He's okay in Robbie Ray. He might be 4-0, okay? But he's had a game on the road against the Phillies in which he gave up 4 earned runs in 4 innings. Now, his last 3 starts have been pretty good. Against the Rockies, he went 7, no earned runs. Against the Texas Rangers, he went 7, 2 earned runs. Against Milwaukee, he went 5 and 2 earned runs. 4-0 and 3-2. Last 2 games have gone under, but 5-2, 11-4, and 9-1 are the games for Robbie Ray before that. You've got a Giants offense that can score, like we know. The Giants won the game 14-6 yesterday. Now, many of those runs came in extras. It was 5-5. They went to extra innings, and they blew the game wide open in extra innings. And really, the Cubs just sat there and made one of their pitchers just take it and eat it. In fact, setting a Major League record, Ryan Priestley did not record an out. Gave up 5 hits, 8 earned runs, 1 walk before they finally went out there and got him. They were trying to just burn and not have him burn an arm, but he couldn't get anybody out. So 8 earned runs. That's how this game wound up being 14-5. We had already gone over the 7.5 or the 7. We had cleared it already heading into the extras. It was 5-5, but we just destroyed the extra. We just make sure it was dead, that the over was going to come in, that the under was dead. Into extras when they scored 9 runs, which the total for the game was 7.5. They scored 9 in the 11th inning. The Giants did. So we know they can score and put up cricket numbers in any inning. So even if Ray is great here today, I don't think we got that much to worry about with Ben Brown, who is not very good. Over 7. I can't believe we have 7. I mean, what am I missing? I don't understand. You say, oh, Matt, the wind. I don't care about the wind. Wind doesn't matter to me. It's at Wrigley. It's only going to be like 60 degrees. I don't care. This is just bet the Cubs at home to an over and bet the Giants on the road to the over. And when they play each other, bet the over. We're 2-0 so far doing it. Bet it again. Over 7, Giants and the Cubs. And to hockey, the Stars and the Jets, game number 1. Oilers, Carolina. Road team wins game 1. Dallas on the road, up against Winnipeg. And what are we doing? Well, we're doing what you think we're going to do. We're going to come in and take Dallas. They're road favorites. Dallas is minus 119 in Vegas. They're minus 125 at other books, but I got 119 on Dallas on the road at Winnipeg. This is strictly a fade on Connor Hellebuck. I can't trust him, okay? Yes, he played well in Game 7 against St. Louis. Yes, he played well enough to win, but he gave up 2 fast goals in the first period, gave up 3 goals overall, and it was just Binnington just didn't play better. Binnington gave up 4. He gave up 3. Dallas, I think, coming out of that series, and I know they had a miracle, okay, but Dallas is the better team. At least on paper to me, Dallas is the better team here. Mikko Rantanen is playing so well right now for Dallas. I think there's such confidence in him right now. And look, as we go into this series, we expect Dallas to get healthier and have some of their injured guys come on back. I like Jake Ottinger. I know Jake Ottinger hasn't been great in the playoffs, and I know there's been some concern about Jake Ottinger as to what he's going to look like here in this series. But I like him more than Connor Hellebuck, okay? I mean, Ottinger is, went 36, 18, and 4 with a 2.59 goals against average this season. Coming up against Winnipeg this year. I don't know. He may not have faced Winnipeg this year. I don't think he faced Winnipeg. Yeah, he didn't face Winnipeg this year. So it's his first time seeing Winnipeg this season. But on the road, he's a guy that I feel more comfortable coming in and trusting him in this situation over a shaky goaltender in Connor Hellebuck. And I loved Hellebuck this year, but in the regular season, Winnipeg won the season series 3-1. I don't think that matters. The Jets at home won 4-1 both games. The Stars won at home 3-1, and they lost 4-0 back in late April. I just think that was the different Connor Hellebuck. I think this is the Dallas Stars having a chance to go in there and win, and we're not paying a big price. I like Dallas here, even though they're on the road, up against Winnipeg, who went 37-4 this year at home. Dallas went 22-16-3. I'm going to take the Stars simply because of Connor Hellebuck. Give me Dallas, money line, -119. All right, so 3 plays for us here today. Celtics team total over 57.5 in the first half. Giants and the Cubs over 7. And Dallas money line in game 1 of their series on the road at the Winnipeg Jets. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt every single morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.